Hello, Mariana. Thank you for your new batch of essays. Long time no see. I'm really happy that you're back in the course. Now let's have a look at the essay about part-time jobs. Experts throughout both the developing and developed world have long debated about how students can continue their education if the costs are so high. Some believe the solution is part-time work during their studies. Personally, I strongly agree. Okay, you need a semicolon here. It's interesting that you introduce the topic slightly differently. Of course, you don't want to repeat the wording of the task. I think this is an appropriate way of introducing the debate because you say some believe the solution is part-time work. This essay will argue about the benefits and disadvantages of part-time jobs during study period. Part-time jobs. Okay. Perhaps you could use a synonym for part-time because you had it here. Perhaps casual jobs during, I would say, a higher education study period, using examples from UK government. UK has to be capitalized, and the Brazilian Public University program to demonstrate points and prove arguments. Okay, very nice, very nice. On the one hand, there is ample evidence that half-time jobs, very nice, has made possible. Half-time jobs is plural, so you really have to preserve the agreement between the plural in the subject and verb. Made possible for the education for the working class. Okay, very interesting. The reason behind this is the flexible hour. No, you really need to use the additional words here. The reason behind this is that. You really need the relative pronoun that here. And remember, that is not always expendable. There are cases when that can be skipped, but this is not the case. That the flexible hours at work give, I would say flexible work hours, and you will save yourself some space, give the opportunity of continuing the studies and build a better future. Okay. For example, recent empirical study by UK government, I told you about the capitalizing this, right? Revealed that 90% of the students that are working during university, why would you capitalize university? And you do not, you cannot say during university, during their university studies, yes, but you can say while at university, and this is slightly more complex and replaces the incorrect during. Would not be able to afford further education otherwise. Would not be able to otherwise afford further education. That's another option. Okay. It must not be forgotten that it is a heroic effort. I would use a linking word here. Perhaps you could think of a more appropriate cohesive device to smoothen the transition to this next beautiful idea. Heroic effort to juggle work and studies. But if the learner chose this option, it is because they can envision a better life. They can envision a better life, how. Something is necessary here because they can envision a better life only by making this effort, or only by making this sacrifice and surviving the let's say continuous stress of combining both, whatever. Therefore, comma, please remember that therefore needs a comma after the word. It is conclusively clear that part-time work during studies is beneficial. Part-time work is uncountable, and singular, so you really need the singular for the verb. For the working class student. And by this singular, we generalize and refer to all the students. And it's not just the working class, it's the student who comes from the working class. I like your perspective, but I know that you have a great style and a great depth of analysis and great vocabulary. And I have a slight feeling that you could have had a wider range of vocabulary here. I'm being very picky, but again, I'm being picky because I know how you can write. So perhaps you could try and avoid the study word family and find a way of saying this differently and alternate the vocabulary, like studies here, studies here. Look at all that, right? So let's try and avoid repetitions as much as possible. On the other hand, comma doesn't on the one hand need a comma. No, 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 no. On the other hand, to hold a job while studying holds a price of lower grades. I wouldn't say it holds, but let me think. And sleep deprivation. Oh yes, oh yes, very nice vocabulary use, very very relevant too. The government should hold a responsibility to provide education and accommodation for the ones that cannot afford otherwise. Linking word. There is no connection between the first sentence and the next one. It's like you say that this is the price for studying and working at the same time, and then the government, like, what? Why? What? Where did this come from? Okay. However, I believe that it is the government that should hold the responsibility to provide accommodation and education for those who cannot, for not for the ones, for those, I would say, cannot afford otherwise. But what's the connection? Wait a second. What is the connection between this and lower grades and sleep deprivation? I expect when I saw this topic, beautiful topic sentence, I thought that okay, now you're going to explain where do the lower grades come from and where does the sleep deprivation comes from, or at least how they influence the working student. But then you say, wait a second, the government. It's not a bad idea to mention this, but perhaps you should keep it for later on in this paragraph as the solutions. Like, look at the problem, now let's look at the solution. For example, in Brazil, the public university is absolutely free. Do not capitalize university unless it's the name of a university. If you say, let's say University of Toronto, right? Like I live in Canada, I give Canadian examples. University of Toronto. So you really have to capitalize university here because that's a part of the name. But here it's not the part of the name. University is absolutely free, and they have a system to provide accommodation, food, and transportation for students that can prove who can prove who is a better relative pronoun for people. Their low monetary condition. Monetary condition sounds odd. The low financial status, I would say. Thus, it can be stated beyond doubt that the government can provide the means. Wait. Mariana, you are a great writer, but why do you go so much off topic from your own topic sentence? Look at this. Your first sentence said, this is the price for having a job and studying at the same time. This means in this paragraph, I'm going to tell you why this is the price and perhaps give you the solution to avoid paying this price. However, what you go on telling about is only the solution. So perhaps we could rethink the logic of this paragraph. The ideas are great, but they're not connected the right way. So if you keep it this way, you're going to lose points considerably in task achievement. I firmly agree that with a half-time work while studying, if is okay. Okay. To conclude, right? Let's signal the conclusion, even in a very simple way like this. To conclude, I firmly agree with half-time work while studying if it is indeed needed until the government can assist better. Until the moment comes, let's say, until the moment comes when the government can assist better, can better assist citizens and provide other options. Okay, I predict that in the future, if you say I predict, that is very straightforward, that is very categorical, and we should avoid statements like this. And yes, avoid the I statements, especially with the word predict. Again, you can stick to our formula as it could be predicted, or even better, because I am a huge fan of evidence based on the let's say arguments examined, um, it could be predicted that in the future more government programs will become available so that purpose most of the students can immerse themselves in a full-time education. I don't see why immerse would be motivated here. Immerse is an emotionally colored word. I don't think it belongs here. Can afford, can dedicate, dedicate is even better, can dedicate themselves to a full-time education. This is a great essay in terms of the logic of the introduction, the first body paragraph, well, except the linking words and the corrections that I mentioned. Please rethink the second body paragraph and have another look or rewatch what I said about the conclusion. But anyway, I like your ideas. I like your style. Just make sure that you are always coherent and that you're always on topic. Now let's have a look at the cover letter. Enthusiasm and all that. I am writing in response to. All right. Where's the salutation, I wonder? Did I skip something? I don't think I skipped something because I just copy pasted this from your email. So, dear sir or madam, right? Because you address a person, you don't know who you're writing to, so you really have to say dear sir or madam. Yours faithfully, right, Mariana Cadore? That's right. I'm writing in response to the advertisement made on DW Fitness website about a personal trainer position available at Fitness First Cottons. Okay, okay. I have been working in the health and fitness industry for over 14 years. And, well, an and would be great. And in this period, I have learned about people, their needs, their wants, and their limitations. Okay, I don't even mind the word wants here, you know, it sounds appropriate. I'm not sure. If this is a new paragraph, it should be separated. If this is not a new paragraph, it should come right here, okay? So I'm in the track changes mode, so you won't be able to see it right at this moment, right? Okay, you see. Okay, some clients' personalities, clients and body spike on me. The need of learn more to provide. Okay. If you mean plural, the plural is bodies. I don't understand what you mean by this. Like, I fail to understand this. I don't think the word spike in any way is appropriate here because it is highly informal. The need to learn more in order, purpose, in order to provide a higher quality service. I have had, and I still have, to reinvent myself for better results. This is very, very vague. What kind of better results? Whose better results? Your clients or your own? This is very vague. This led me to further education to further my education in nutrition, functional movement, pain rehabilitation, and neurology. Great, great. Okay, so you're explaining your background and expertise. Okay. This, you should really take care of the parts I put in bold because they create a lot of confusion and detract from the quality of this paragraph. My energy, enthusiasm, passion for health and fitness are evident, so a lot of people want me as a personal trainer. As a result, I get even more excited to do my job. Okay. Let's say, are so evident that many people ask me to want me as, this is very informal, ask me to become their personal trainer, period, full stop. Oh. As a result, I become get does not belong in formal texts. even more excited to do my job. So, okay, CV like this. I would say CV attached to this letter. More formal. I am looking forward to hearing from you, yours faithfully. Okay. Um, and this sentence um, is completely in the wrong place, but it's a great sentence. So, this sentence should really be here. Look at this. As I have extensive experience in the area, I would love to be part of the DWFF team. And then you go and explain extensive um, education and experience, right? Because you explain how it works for you. Then you explain your energy, passion, and so on. And perhaps you could add more details here. After the sentence, as a result, I become even more excited to do my job. Perhaps a bit more, because this paragraph seems underdeveloped. For more details, please consider, not check. Check is very informal. You really have to be serious, formal, and professional. Consider, um, um, not consider, no. Please see my CV that is attached to this letter. I am looking forward to hearing from you. Okay. Yours faithfully. Okay. Great ideas, great content. You see, this paragraph is really well developed. Just it needs to be structured appropriately. Develop this paragraph, and this letter will become simply great. Okay. This is it. I hope that this feedback is going to help you improve. And if you have any other questions, don't hesitate to write me an email.